I wanted to ask you as well, how, because you were at Capitol for a bit, you were EVP at A&R and Artist Development, which obviously you're perfectly suited for that.
Yeah.
How were you able to juggle that and managing one of the biggest artists in the world, and Doja Cat?
Well, one, a team.
Yeah.
You know, you got to, again, it's like it's football. You got to rely on your team.
Yep.
And two, you know, when I took that position, she was in the off cycle, so things were slower.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, more manageable. She hadn't even gone into like making what Scarlett was at the time.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, we had time to do it. And also, like, again, I took that job for like the curiosity purposes. You know, I started a label.
Right.
Always wanted to do
Started
A&R.
there, actually.
I started Universal. Yeah. So it's got full circle in a sense. And then it was also like wanting to learn and understand the ins and outs of a label.
Yeah.
At its full capacity. That's the curiosity that I had. I was like, yo, look, like, I want to learn. There was some great people that were working the label. I really believed in Michelle's vision, and I wanted to help her.
She's dope.
No, she's amazing.
She's incredible.
She's amazing. But also, like, I also think that labels need outside thinkers.
Yeah, they need entrepreneurs, man.
Yeah, they're like, to me, I think label systems they're like, you have the guys at the bottom that you get paid shit. And then there's like a massive gap, and then you have the guys that are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there's no real room to grow in those systems because those guys are not trying to get their seats up.
No, of course not.
And when you do something successful, it's like, all right, what's next? Like, what's your next? Like, if an A&R gets like
at the label,
if A&R gets a big record, it's like, oh, congrats, you got a big record. Like, all right, where's my next record? You're like, I just got this one. They're like, yeah, but we don't care. Like, what's your next record? And it's like, and they're not paying you anymore for it. It's like, they're like, you know, it's like, so I just think like the system of a label is, I think I want to say like crabs in a barrel almost. Not exactly to that point, but like, there's no incentive,
right,
for these people to work.
Not at the bottom.
No, not at the bottom. Not even. Sometimes, I mean, at the top, you have to be like at senior level.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, for you to like get bonus structures and all this other stuff. So like, so when I look at like, when I say outside thinkers at labels, I'm like, you need to have people that understand the other side, and create incentive structures for those people too as well.
Yeah.
Me being there, I'm like, I saw like what could be better. And why people like do bare minimum work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why there's not like an inspiring like thing.
Well, I tell it as well too. Like, just working with record labels, just you know, you got a product manager that's got like 20, 25 artists, and like 10 of them will be in cycle.
Yeah.
And like, you're not thinking about my artist.
No.
24/7 the way I'm thinking about my artist.
But also, you got to think about this. You got the people that do have the incentive. They're only making decisions based off their incentives.
Of course, yeah, exactly. It's a flawed system.
It is, very much so.
Yeah, yeah.
But like an independent,
because their check is associated to the biggest artists. It's not the front line.
No.
And so like, we're gonna make sure that this is working and this is operating 1,000%. In order for me to get my bonus.
And you prioritize based on who can get them to their number, to get them their structure, and get them their benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And I watch it happen, and I'm like, I'm not saying just with cable. I see it happen with a lot of labels. I'm like, that there are decisions made that are not best for the artist.
Yeah.
And that's why you need good managers.
Yeah.
Because managers, their incentive is to make sure the artist is always great. That's how they eat.
Right.
So they want what's best for the artist.
Yeah.
The label wants what's best for the label sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all structures. I'm saying,
it's great when it's aligned.
Yeah, because everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, what about the artist that is promising, but they're not on a priority list,
right? And
nobody's paying attention to them.
Well, but now you have thousands of layoffs. Mm-hmm. Those front artists, they're gonna go now because all those people that were like in the middle, or that the employees, they all got let go.
Yeah.
So who's the product manager for these artists that are in the front, or like the new artists? You don't have them, so they're going to be let go. So this is all just about like the superstar artists now. At this point,
1,000%.
Yeah,
it's a fuck situation for a lot of people that are selling. People are like, yo,
100%.
Deal. I'm like, why do you want a deal for?
I say that all the time.
What do you want to deal for? Like, or why? Like, go build that shit yourself.
If that was your dream as a kid, to go and sign at a label, it's hard to talk a kid out of that.
It is. And
I get it, but I also sit there and be like, listen, if this is what you want to do, but you don't have the leverage. Like when we entered our situation, my artist, or any artist that I work with or I consult with, I always tell them, if you are going to sign with a label, make sure you have leverage.
Don't go looking down at them. Don't go in there looking up, because you go looking up, they're gonna know it, and you're gonna get fucked.
One thing that somebody told me a long time ago as well too is they said, if the president isn't in the label meeting when you go in the first meeting within 20 minutes, get up out of there.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Because it hasn't gotten to the top yet.
It hasn't gotten to the top.
No, and they don't care.
Trust me, they do not care.
And if they don't care, it's like
they care when there's momentum, when it's super hot. So I always do consult artists, just when you're gonna enter the situations. Be sure that you know you're going to be taken care of. Who are those people in the building? Like, do you know somebody in there, right? And is that because also, as we know, like, I mean, a lot of people got let go, but also it's a revolving door. These people are moving jobs 2 years. I was island, and the president changed 3 times within 3 years. Bro.
It's but also like your people change. Like it's really like it's a tough.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, bro. Because like it's like when your person walks out that building, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And it's good luck.
100%. It's good luck.
Yeah.
If you're not
tapped in.
If you're not tapped in, or if your artist isn't crushing it.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you're the artist and you're not crushing it.
It's really like good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sucks.
But I think that's why there's so much more. I think this is why these conversations are super important, because I really do think in the music business, Michael Rapino said it as well too. I'm sure like when you talk to him, it's like the power is with the managers and the artist.
Yeah.
But it is with the managers.
That's why like we look at this company, like in addition that we're looking to grow. Like that is the idea.
Yeah.
The idea is we become our own structure. The other idea is that we have a stable of really great artists that cover, a broad demographic.
Yeah.
And the more that demographic we holster, the more control we have.
Fair.
And the more control you have, the more you can make things move.
That's true.
And
power in numbers.
Yeah, and you leverage off each other.
Yeah.
Like we have a big artist that, when you're booking agent, you have a big artist that you're booking, like you leverage that reputation to get slots for your younger artists.
For your younger artists.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, so it's the same mentality. But you gotta have something.
Yeah.
You gotta have something that like tandem, you gotta have something that like people want to move. Like when you go do brand deals, brands are like, they look at like, hey, I want this artist's demographic to market my shit to.
Correct.
And so the value's there, right? And so it's the same thing. It's if you don't have a demographic that brand is looking for, there's no money exchange. There's no 50-50 business there, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But when you have a demographic, you can make things. That's why Cash Money was moving the way they move, and they had so much. When they had Nicki, Wayne, and Drake at the same time, you couldn't tell them shit.
Nothing.
Because it's like if there's 10 songs playing on the radio, 9 of them are Cash Money.
Yeah, that's right.
You couldn't tell them shit.
And you were around at that time.
Yeah, 1,000%.
You were there.
And it was a movement.
Yeah.
But it's just power. Like it's just like, damn, there's influence here. You know what I'm saying? And then you see when things step back, like maybe that influence isn't the same.
Right.
But it's like when you have something that people want. Yeah. You can do a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that doesn't just stick for music, that sticks for
anything. In general.
Yeah, anything in general. Like it's like, but we go back to value.
Yep.
Value is the most important thing ever, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean,
it's the most important thing ever. Like value is the most important thing. If you don't have any value, you cannot, you don't bring anything to the table.
Yeah.
And you're not taking, no smart person is going to let valueless people sit at the table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, if you want to get involved with somebody like yourself, it's like, okay, what am I going to bring to the table? How can I help you? How can I make your job easier?
And you know what?
That's all. Forget helping myself. How can I help you?
And the same thing when I go to talk to like guys, anyone that I'm talking to that I want to grow and expand business with. Yeah, I got to come to them with value. Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point in this conversation. I'm wasting their time and mine.
Yeah.
And there is no conversation to have. It's like there's like
that's true.
There is none. Like, but also like, you know, you focus on a relationship. That's important because value could come later.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they may later down the road, you know, find something of value that I have that like that can make a opportunity come to life,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. You know what I mean? But like, but until that point comes, like, if you don't have value, then there is no opportunity.
Yeah. Are you looking to get into sports or film or any of that?
We've in one of the verticals, and in addition, like because we have managers that work with sports players.
Okay.
Right now, we're just dabbling in the brand side of it, like helping them like structure brand deals and things like that.
Yeah.
We haven't picked up any like sport players as like actual clients.
Yeah.
But we assist and help in like some places, and that's also part of like what we want to offer too as well. Like you don't necessarily need to be signed in addition to like to take advantage of some of our you know services. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to be able to represent, like we represent some artists right now on just business fronts, and we don't manage them, but we help manage their business. And I say business not like the money aspect of it, like, but like it's some TV film deals or like our brand deals, or
Yeah.
like, you know, you know, our venture deals when they want to go into like building a business. Like we help and assist them in that, and we participate in some of that growth, you know, versus participating in like a percentage of like what they do on the music side of things. You know what I mean? Because sometimes there's a lot of opportunity in those spaces that are not necessarily tied to the music side of things. You know what I mean?
Are you bringing any artists who not necessarily they have some revenue, but it's not crazy. But if you identify like,
with those artists, we really work with the managers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we help supply the managers with a team to help not only the manager develop, but also to help the artist develop. It's very similar like what Sal did for me.
Yeah.
You know, he allowed me to do my thing, but he provided me with, you know, his knowledge and information and relationships, along with you know, different tools that would help grow the artist. And like he's like, it's up to you.
Right.
You know
yeah. How far you take it? I'll give you the resources. I'll give you the platform.
It's like, how far are you gonna take it?
Right.
I gave you all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like very similar in the sense of like when it comes to the manager side of like some of the smaller artists, we want to support the managers.
Yeah.
And help them get the information and knowledge. But like your drive is still going to push this thing. And if you need information, we got you.
Yeah.
If you need like, you know, we will supply people with assistance, they don't have it. Supply with project managers, they don't have them. Like it's a big deal. Like having a project manager for a manager is it's a big
That's
difference.
a big deal. Yeah, huge
It's
difference.
a big difference.
Shout out to Erica,
yeah.
my project manager.
Yeah. You free up a lot of your time, especially someone you can really like trust.
Yeah.
You free up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And that's time you can use for planning. That's time you can like for the stuff that we were talking about. Like that's much needed time. Like I've talked to managers that like have successful artists right now that I've met that, you know, they were doing all on their own.
They're doing day to day. They're doing everything.
They're traveling with the artists every single day. It's like, I'm like, bro, how do you plan?
Yeah, how do you grow? Yeah, exactly. How do you strategize?
Yeah, how do you strategize? Like, and when do you do it?
Right.
When you're not like, and you can't always do that shit up underneath the artist. Like when the artist is next to you, you don't want to have these conversations next to an artist.
Right.
Like, I can't jump in a van with her and have a business conversation. Like, you don't want to be there. Like,
no,
it's
of course.
No, you want to like have your own separation.
Right.
You need your own separation, but you also need responsible, talented, understanding people that sit in that position and that can do that work for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that follow your lead.
Follow your lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so again, some of those are hard. All these people are really hard to find.
I know, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of
a lot of people I really want to they get into this business because I talked about this the other day, but it's like a lot of people get into this because they see the fun of it. They see the glitz, they see the glamour, but then when you get into it, you're like,
you don't understand sacrifice. You have to sacrifice.
Yeah. Tons of sacrifice.
I spend majority of my time by myself.
Yeah.
Like 90% of my time I spend by myself.
Same. Yeah.
And it's like that. Or either by myself or with my team.
Yeah.
One of the two. But it's like, you have to become comfortable with it. At first I was super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, living with my own thoughts and not having like the immediate next to you support and stuff like that. Like it gets difficult. But you have to train yourself around it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I got my girl's back in Toronto.
Yeah.
Right. So like I travel every 6 weeks. So over here, more times it's like Yeah, by myself, or I'm just going to meetings and stuff. It can get really like
it gets lonely.
Yeah, it does.
It gets
but
lonely.
it's a discipline as well too,
1000%.
right? To every single day because you're doing it. I mean, I do this because it's really in my mind. It's kind of fucked up how I think about this, but I think about like the legacy of like the grandchildren that I don't have.
Yeah, for sure.
And hoping that I can provide some type of value to them in like whether in financial
for sure 1000%
aspect, right? So that they have a better starting place than I did when I was growing up. And it's not to say that my mom and dad weren't. They were there for me, and they were there. But we were like lower middle income. Like that's how we grew up. I grew up in a neighborhood called Jen and Weston on Emmett Avenue, and it was not easy.
No.
You know what I mean? So like I'm always thinking of that, of just like my mom always reminds me, she always tells me, she goes, you told me a long time ago that you're gonna work your ass off so you're not in the same situation that me and your father are in. And she always thinks of that and she's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And she always reminds me, but it's just like she wasn't offended by this. She was just like, I just knew you had something different in you that like you were gonna go for it.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to, and like it's like, and honestly, we share the same drive. When you mentioned how to do capital and like I was still with Silent Co, by the way, so I still had that.
Yeah, you're still with.
Yeah, so it's like, but how is because I didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
because like I got to take care of my family.
Yeah,
like my mom and dad, like they're older, like you know what I mean, like they can't work and do stuff like that. Like, but I'm not gonna.
Same.
So it's like when I want to quit, I think about that.
Yeah.
When I want to quit, I'm like, when I want to like, and one, I don't want to ever quit. So it's not even a thought that comes to my mind. Like, it's
but
it's like when I'm like, when things get hard and when the pressure's on, it's like that I can't think that. My mind doesn't allow me to go that way because I don't have a choice.
Right.
Because it's like, if I don't do it, who's going to
do it?
So it's you know what I mean? So it's like,
you're responsible for your life.
Yeah, 1000%. But I'm also now responsible for other people's.
That too.
And not only just like my parents and them, but like I'm responsible for my entire team's like their livelihood.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're counting on me to be great every day.
Yeah.
And I'm also counting on them to be great every day. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, that's accountability. That is back to where it all leads back to like the mentality came from sports.
Yeah.
You gotta
shit.
You can't, like, if I'm like, if that quarterback, if that lineman decides that like that one play, he's like, man, I had enough. I'm too tired. I can't do it. And he lets that defender come through and crack his quarterback.
Yeah.
That can, you don't know what happens off that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and it also breaks trust.
Right. Once you don't have the trust, it's a wrap.
And it kills momentum, bro. Like, it's like, so yeah, it's like when the further you go, the more it requires of you to be consistent.